So how to create a new column? Data table dot get sheet, data table dot get sheet, and I want a sheet called action one. Dot add parameter. Let us add a parameter called status. Just I don't want any value, so let it be blank. So first step, it has imported the data, everything is fine. After importing the data, it has created a new column to it. So as of now, I got 4 columns. After that, I need to count the number of rows so that I can take into a loop statement. Yes. So data table dot get sheet, the same thing. Dot get row count. Get row count. Take into one variable called r count. You can take any variable here. I am taking it r count because it represents row count, r count. So after that, take a loop statement for I is equal to 1 to r count. 1 to r count. So I am asking QTP to iterate r count times. Okay, and the iteration will be done 1 to r count time. Up till now it's fine. But here see, the invoking the application. What does it should do? First, it should check for whether flight is existing or not on the screen. Dialog. If dialog is existing on the screen, then it's okay. If it is not existing, then it should open a new one. Yes. So dialog login dot exist. Dialog login dot exist. Take some 5 seconds here. Is equal to false. So if it is not existing, yes, dialog login dot exist is equal to false. If dialog login dot exist is equal to false, then invoke the application and path of the flag. Which condition? If it is false, means if it is not existing. Okay, if it is existing, don't worry, just come out of the condition. Okay, yes. After invoking the application, it should take the username and password, right? So these are the username and passwords here. For that, I need to have a login script. Let me drop it from the object repository to make it easier. Okay. So from where it should take the set, the username in the action one of column name called UID and PWD. Okay. But for each iteration, it should change like this. Okay. For each iteration, it should change the information like this. Now, so dot set. To activate each row, I need to ask QTP to iterate the rows, right? So data table this is very important statement here. Data table dot get sheet of action one to dot set current row to I. For the first iteration, I should be 1, so it literally sets the first row. For the second iteration, I will be 2, it will set the second row. So it will try to set the rows up till hour count. Okay. So dot set, from where it should take from the action sheet. So data table dot value, data table dot value, column name. What is the column name? UID is the column name, because first row in the action sheet, first row in the Excel sheet will be converted as a column name. So UID is the column name. And what is the sheet name? Action 1. PWD. Sorry. It will take from the PWD column. So after clicking on OK button, so how can I say that, on which basis I can say that it has been successfully logged in? The only one base is that whenever it has taken you to the page, whenever it has taken you to the next page, I can say that it is successfully logged in. Yes. So let's write the same thing. If window flight reservation dot exist. Let me take some 10 seconds or something like that, because it takes some time, basically 10 seconds. Then clicking on OK button, wait for it. If it is really existing, then reporter dot report event mic pass, and as well as step name is login. Login successful. And after that, even I have created a status column here, which is in a action 1. Yes. So in action 1, I will be having 4 columns: UID, PWD, error, and after that a new column will be created as a status. To that it should write it as a pass. So data table dot value PATUS, that is action 1, equals to pass. Simple. And moreover, a simple here, a recovery scenario, or else a error handling thing, what I am trying to do it here. After logging in, we'll be getting this screen. Yes, this screen. After moving on to the next iteration, if it is successful logged in, again I will get one more flight reservation on the screen. For the third iteration, I will get one more on the screen. Yes. So for each iteration, I will be getting this login screens. Yes. So what happens if that is the case? What happens if that is the case? Actually, the lot of logins will be on the screen, and there are chances that it may get conflict. So that's the reason what I am trying to do is I am just trying to close it once after everything is done. Window flight reservation dot close. Now, else if within 10 seconds, if flight reservation is not existing, in the sense your username and password is wrong. Yes. If your username is password is wrong, in the sense, it should first, what it should do, it should capture that error message. If it is wrong, actually, the process is like this. So if it is not existing in the sense directly, it should not throw error message. It may throw it, even you can write script like that, but we have taken some error characters here, right? So what it should do is, if it is something went wrong in the sense, first it should pick up the text from the application. The text should be compared with this. Yes, if both are same, then it should write as a pass. Else it should write it as a fail. That is the thing what I want. Okay. So else, if it is not existing, then what it should do, it should pick up the data. Dialog parameterization dot. It should pick the data from which location that I need to add it here. Else it will not pick the data. It's coming as a text property. To get RO property, property of text. Get RO property of text. Okay, get RO property of text. Let me check it. You're really giving us the RO property of text. So on the static class name static. Class name static. Whenever you give a class name called static, then only it will capture the data. What we do is, let us add all properties of sub window. Select all objects type and click OK, because we want a static also here. Okay. But this really a tricky part here. It completely changes depending on the value here. The static text we have fine, but error message, the capturing is a bit getting difficulty here. Let's solve this first of all. So error messages will be populated here, right? So it is a static actually. It's a static. So the property in the static, if you take a text property, then it would be great. Okay. The property should be text. So let's write a small dynamic programming also. It will not work for it. Text property we can see it, but this value completely changes every time. Depending on the error message, this value changes.